The Cromwell tank, officially designated as the tank cruiser Mk8, Cromwell, was one of the most important British tanks of World War II. Known for its speed, reliability, and versatility, the Cromwell played a crucial role in the armored warfare strategies of the Allied forces. This comprehensive overview explores the tank's development, design, operational history, and legacy. The need for the Cromwell tank arose from the British Army's experience with earlier cruiser tanks, which were designed to be fast and maneuverable. The earlier designs, such as the Crusader tank, had significant shortcomings in terms of armor, firepower, and mechanical reliability. As a result, the British Army sought to develop a new cruiser tank that could meet the demands of modern warfare. The development of the Cromwell began in 1940, shortly after the disastrous Battle of France. The War Office issued specifications for a new cruiser tank that would be faster, more heavily armed, and better protected than its predecessors. The design was to include the powerful Rolls-Royce Meteor engine, a derivative of the famous Merlin engine used in aircraft like the Spitfire and Hurricane. This engine would give the Cromwell superior speed and mobility compared to other tanks of the time. The design process for the Cromwell was led by several British firms, including Leland Motors and Birmingham Railway Carriage and Wagon Company. The tank was to have a hull made from welded and riveted armor plates, providing a balance of protection and weight. The final design included the following key specifications. Weight, 27.6 tons. Length, 20 feet 8 inches. Width, 9 feet 10 inches. Height, 8 feet 1 inch. Armor, 8 to 102 mm, primary armament, 75 mm ROQF Mk-V or Mk6 gun. Secondary armament, 2 by 7.92 mm Besa machine guns. Engine, Rolls-Royce Meteor V12, 600 horsepower, speed, 40 mph on road. Range, 165 miles. The Cromwell was designed with a Christie suspension system, which provided excellent cross-country mobility. This system, combined with the powerful Meteor engine, allowed the Cromwell to achieve remarkable speeds, making it one of the fastest tanks of the war. The primary armament of the Cromwell was initially a 6-pounder, 57 mm, gun, but this was later upgraded to the more versatile 75 mm ROQF Mk-V or Mk6 gun, capable of firing both high-explosive and armor-piercing rounds. This upgrade significantly enhanced the tank's ability to engage both enemy armor and infantry. The tank's secondary armament consisted of two 7.92 mm Besa machine guns, one coaxial with the main gun and another mounted in the hull. These machine guns provided effective anti-infantry firepower. In terms of armor, the Cromwell was well protected for a cruiser tank. The front hull and turret armor were up to 76 mm thick, providing substantial protection against most contemporary anti-tank weapons. The sides and rear were thinner, but still offered adequate protection against small arms fire and shell splinters. The Cromwell first saw action during the Normandy campaign following the D-Day landings in June 1944. It was deployed primarily with the British 7th Armoured Division, known as the Desert Rats, and other British and Commonwealth armoured units. The Normandy bocage terrain, with its dense hedgerows and narrow lanes, posed significant challenges for armoured operations, but the Cromwell's speed and maneuverability proved advantageous in these conditions. During the Normandy campaign, the Cromwell demonstrated its strengths and weaknesses. Its speed allowed it to outflank German positions and exploit breakthroughs effectively. However, the relatively thin armor on the sides and rear made it vulnerable to German anti-tank weapons, particularly the formidable 88 mm guns. Despite these vulnerabilities, the Cromwell was well regarded by its crews for its reliability and ease of maintenance. The Meteor engine, though requiring careful handling, provided exceptional performance. The tank's mobility was particularly valuable in the pursuit and exploitation phases of battles, allowing British forces to maintain pressure on retreating German units. Following the breakout from Normandy, the Cromwell participated in the rapid advance across France and into the Low Countries. Its speed and agility were crucial in the fast-moving operations of the summer and autumn of 1944. The tank played a significant role in the liberation of Brussels and Antwerp and was heavily involved in operations during the Battle of the Bulge and the subsequent advance into Germany. The Cromwell also saw action in Italy, where it supported the British Eighth Army. Its performance in the mountainous and rugged terrain of Italy further underscored its versatility and effectiveness as a cruiser tank. Several variants of the Cromwell tank were developed to fulfill different roles on the battlefield. These included command tanks, recovery vehicles, and specialist versions for specific tasks. Some of the notable variants include Cromwell Command, equipped with additional radios and specialized equipment for command and control functions. Cromwell ARV, armored recovery vehicle modified with a winch and other recovery equipment to assist in the retrieval of damaged vehicles. Cromwell OP, observation post used by artillery units for forward observation and fire direction, equipped with extra radios and observation equipment. Centaur, a closely related tank with a Liberty engine, used mainly for training but also saw combat in specialized roles. The most significant variant was the Centaur, which was initially developed alongside the Cromwell. The Centaur was powered by a less powerful Liberty engine and was used primarily for training purposes. However, some Centaurs were converted for combat roles, including the Centaur 4, which was fitted with a 95mm howitzer for close support. When compared to other tanks of World War II, the Cromwell held its own in several key areas. The Cromwell's top speed of 40 miles per hour made it one of the fastest tanks of the war. This speed, combined with its Christie suspension, allowed it to traverse rough terrain with relative ease. In comparison, the American M4 Sherman and the Soviet T-34, while both highly regarded for their own reasons, did not match the Cromwell in terms of speed. The 75mm ROQF MKV or Mk6 gun was effective against most German tanks encountered during the later stages of the war. However, it was not as powerful as the 76mm gun on later Sherman models or the 85mm gun on the T-34/85. The Cromwell's armament was sufficient for its intended role but was not the most powerful of the Allied tanks. The Cromwell's armor was adequate but not exceptional. Its frontal armor could withstand hits from most medium-caliber anti-tank guns, but it was vulnerable to the heavier German 88mm guns. In this regard, it was comparable to the M4 Sherman, which also had vulnerabilities against heavier German anti-tank weaponry. One of the Cromwell's standout features was its reliability. The Rolls-Royce Meteor engine was robust and, when properly maintained, provided excellent performance. This reliability was a significant advantage over some of the more mechanically temperamental German tanks, such as the Panther and Tiger. After World War II, the Cromwell continued to serve in various capacities. It remained in service with the British Army until the early 1950s and was also used by several other countries, including Finland, where it served until the late 1960s. The Cromwell's design influenced subsequent British tank development, leading to the Centurion tank, which became one of the most successful post-war tank designs. The lessons learned from the Cromwell's development and operational use helped shape British armoured doctrine in the Cold War era. Today, several Cromwell tanks are preserved in museums and as memorials. Notable examples can be found at the Bovington Tank Museum in the UK, which houses a well-preserved and operational Cromwell, and at various military museums and memorials across Europe. These preserved tanks serve as a testament to the Cromwell's role in World War II and its contribution to Allied victory. The Cromwell tank was a key component of British armoured forces during World War II. Its speed, reliability, and versatility made it a valuable asset in a variety of combat situations. While it had its limitations, particularly in terms of armor protection, its overall performance was highly regarded by those who operated it. The Cromwell's legacy extends beyond its wartime service, influencing post-war tank development and serving in various armies around the world. As a symbol of British engineering and wartime innovation, the Cromwell remains an important part of military history and a reminder of the challenges and triumphs of armored warfare during World War II.